Hello everyone, it's Shel C from PaperOcotilloStudio, and today I'm sharing with you a speed version of the Art Joy of Sharing live stream show from 3/13/19. We were talking about making mixed media embellishments that you can save up and use in your travel bag when you need to art journal or make other projects on the go, or you could also use them in your studio. But they're just little collections of interesting elements that you glue or staple or collage together, and then you can later just pop them onto a background that you've created in an art journal or something like that. I will be, on the go a lot and visiting infusion centers and hospitals and things a lot in the upcoming time, and so I need something like this. At the end of the month, the live stream is going to be about creating this collection of things for traveling and art journaling on the go. So these are just a start. But what I'm talking about is starting with a heavier piece of paper on the bottom. And in the case of this one, I used a hang tag from a product. We get those hang tags on a lot of things like clothing and plastic bins that you buy to store your things. There's always these little tags, and they make a good base for this type of a project. Also, scraps of watercolor paper that, you've trimmed off of another project, or pieces of cardstock, things like that. Just something a little bit heavier to start with, and then you can build on top of it. So this one happened to be a hang tag. I had shown all the bins of scraps that I have, trimmed off pieces of painty paper and scraps I didn't use on another project. I just basically put those in plastic bins as I'm working, or sometimes on the floor. Let's be realistic. And then I have them. I don't want to throw them away. Also, I have a lot of things like this little plastic containers full of things that people have sent me in Happy Mail. I have a lot of that type of stuff. I have die cuts. I have stamped tissue paper that I swapped that's in the bin right above where I'm working. I have little in scraps and pieces of ribbons and lace, and just all that kind of stuff can be used in this type of project. And this is something that you could just sit and do for several hours. Just collect your bins of bits and bobs and find things that coordinate with each other. So this first one on the hang tag was some scrapbook paper, and it was a double-sided scrapbook paper. It had the dots on one side and the stripes on the other. It was something that I had received to do that collage challenge a couple weeks ago. So I used that as a background, and then I put on some green tissue paper stamped hearts, and then I found that little sticker. I put on some ribbon that was green with polka dots that I thought amazingly matched those little hearts. And then that other thing was a 3D sticker I'd received in Happy Mail at some point with a little fairy. And I used some words that I got off of Gina Aaron's Etsy shop. She has like downloads that you can purchase for a very, very cheap, and have a lot of words that you can either print on stickers, or they're designed to print them on stickers, but I didn't have the stickers at the time, so I just printed them out on a sheet and I cut them apart as I need them. So this next one, I started with a small manila tag that was also in that same envelope from Ina Salisbury that I didn't use in my project, and that was my base. I do know that my camera is like getting really, really blurry right here. I don't know what happened. I tried to adjust it, but it does come back. But I started with that. I put some old dictionary paper on it. I put a few scraps of corrugated cardstock that I had left over from something, and then there was a photocopied picture, black and white picture of a pot of sunflowers. I put that on, and then I colored it with some Neocolor 2 crayons and a water brush. And then I layered over the top of it this picture and some words and then a little button and pearl. Oh, and some lace. And that was kind of my, I don't know, vintage one. But that picture was one that Peg had sent me of some relative of hers. She found a big box of pictures and she scanned them and photocopied them, and just she has like found relatives, you know. She doesn't know who it is, she says, but it was a cute little lady out in standing in the yard, and I thought it was cute. So this next one's on a scrap of a manila tag. I had used the bottom of it for something else, and I just put some painty paper that had paint scraped over it. When I have excess paint on my palette that I didn't use for my project, I just scrape it onto my underpaper and let it dry, and then sometimes I use that for collage bits. And that's what I did. That's what I glued onto the tag. And then I had this stamped tissue paper. It had one more flower in it, which I trimmed out to just use the 3 flowers, and I'll use the other one at a different time. And I'm coloring it from the back side using some Faber-Castell permanent markers. These are India ink, so they're permanent. And I'm going to collage that over the tag along with a little scrap of this die cut that someone had sent me in Happy Mail. It's the right color, and I liked the texture of it. So I put that on, and then I collage the tissue paper over the top. And to finish this one out, I end up putting on some sequins and some stickles, glitter glue, and make it kind of have some bling, and a little word that says grateful. My stickles keeps getting clogged up, so you can see I keep clearing it out. It's almost empty. I need to get some new. But I also added a little cord to the top. I had one that I had already started. A couple of them I had already started before we started. And I ended up finishing that very first one that I showed at the beginning with just some scribble writing with my Posca pen, and it made it look 10,000 times better. Just scribble writing around the flower. So you'll see that one at the end. So there's my kind of little blingy one. So that's 3. I guess I start another one here in a second. Oh, I'm getting out some cord. This one I started with a stenciled piece that had some colors on it, and then I put this other kind of math diagram type thing over it, and that ends up getting mostly covered up. I had this piece of scrapbook paper that had some black on it, which I thought looked pretty nice on there. You know, I'm just grabbing things from different bins. I end up with I end up finishing that one right there that I pulled out that I had started some other day, I guess. And I liked the color of this American Spirit. It's, you know, Native American little magazine piece. So I put that one on there because it kind of matched. And then also this little scrap of canvas. Sorry about that, people. I've been very sick. It's the reason that I haven't made any videos for a week. You know, just putting things on. I do end up finishing this other one that has the fashion lady, and that one's at the end in the pictures. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment or question below. Subscribe if you haven't already. That's it for me. Thanks. Bye-bye.